Hi everyone. Today we would like to discuss about tax on sales purchase in S for HANA. If you see here, tax on sales purchase. What do you mean by tax on purchase? Sales on purchase. It's like an indirect tax. The previously indirect tax regime was quite complex. Now central tax and state government levy charge number of taxes such as central excise duty, excise tax, VAT, purchase tax, central sales tax, entry tax, local body tax, octroi, luxury tax, etc. earlier. Now, if you observe to simplify this tax regime, the goods and service tax was implemented across India. GST is levied on both supply of goods and service, and we can call as like one tax one nation. Came into 2017 July, I think so. I came into the GST part in order to avoid the cascading effect. So all the taxes are merged into GST. So certain rates are mentioned as per the government. If you go for the slide and we can see like what is GST. GST is like goods and service tax, like goods and service tax, so the tax which is levied on goods and services. One is like if you it is divided into two types. One is intrastate and in interstate. Intrastate means within the state. Like for example, if you take the Noida means Delhi. It's if you purchase any item or you sell the any item within the state is called intrastate. And if you are sale to interstate means other state other than the Delhi, like Mumbai. If you are procuring any material from Mumbai or you are selling any material to the Mumbai or any other state, means we call as like interstate. And again it is like intrastate is divided into CGST and SGST. Two components are there. One is like central GST, central goods and service tax, and other is like state goods and service tax. These are the two components goes for the splitted into two parts. One is for the state, which will go for the some part of GST, and some part of amount will be go to the central. Like if you go for the intrastate, it is the only one component, that is IGST. Interstate GST we call as like it. So here if you go and observe, this is the GST about to explanation. GST divided into two parts. One is intrastate and other is interstate. Intrastate is nothing but the within the state and purchase or sale. Interstate is nothing but if you are going to purchase from other state. Other state means from example I told you, no, like we are stating from, so we are purchasing from other than state, our state. So purchase or sale. And CGST, SGST, IGST, three components are there. CGST, IGST is for intrastate, within the state. If you purchase, these are the components we will be having. For suppose there are some rates are there, slabs are there as per the government. So it will be divided into two parts, intrastate and interstate means like it's one part. We will go into the next slide and we will see what is the rate of percentages. We are having GST 0% or zero rated GST we call as like a no tax, and 5%, 12%, 18% and 28% will be there. Like I have taken some examples. GST and means like goods and service tax. For example, if you purchase within the intrastate means if you purchase intrastate means you will be having any item you have purchased for 18%, means like it is divided into CGST 9% and SGST 9%. Likewise it will be dividing. If you purchase any item from other than the state, if you purchase from other state, not within the state, means like it comes under IGST will be charged by 18%. So here the configuration steps we have to do in the configuration into our system, SAP system. So these are the configuration system. We will look into the configuration systems, configuration steps in the system. So I would like to show as for HANA how you have to configure and how we have to test it. CGST, SGST. Before going to the configuring, we just give your user ID and password to log in into the SAP system. This is 2023, this version, latest version. So we would like to discuss about the topic GST, purchase on sales. So if you go here and you look it into this PPT that I have given the this is the T code OBQ1 defined condition type. So slash n OBQ1. If you go and see the OBQ1 and already I have created, I will show my condition type like if you go and see here like we I have created like with our company code condition type I have created. Yes. If you see here, like I have taken the condition type of SRJ1 CGST input tax and SRJ2 for CGST input SGST and SRJ3 for IGST input and SRJ4 for output. So we will be creating like a six, we'll be creating six condition types. Like we have to tell the system that for suppose like there is like a CGST, SGST, IGST for input and CGST, IGST, SGST for output. I have created over here. If you observe, so then next step is like if you go for the slide like creation of GL account. In order to like we have to GL account, we have to create the GL account for this. Like you if you observe here, we can go by slash n fs00. Here I have created like GL accounts. These are the GL accounts I have created. For input we will take it as a assets like CGST input, SGST input and IGST input tax. I have created the GL accounts. So I will show you one GL account how to create. So I have created and I am showing it is the edit button. If you go and see here like this is the type and description and GL account type is the balance sheet is the asset account and short text is CGST input tax and CGST input tax long text. And if you go to the control data and here you have to like INR automatically comes over the company code and balances in local currency. And I have put here, if you see this symbol, it is for input tax only, tax category I have assigned. So post without tax allowed, I tick mark. And again if you go for this create bank interest G001 and post automatically and save it. Likewise you have to create the CGST IGST. If you go for the output tax is the liability. So again I will go for this liability part and I have created output CGST, SGST and IGST. I want to show one how to create this. Just edit it and you can see here 2006 is the GL account for output CGST. So here if you go for this is the balance sheet account, liabilities comes under output long text and short text. And if you go here like just if you observe here I have put the greater than symbol, it is allowed for output tax only, post without tax allowed. And if you go for the create bank GG01. So these are the accounts I have created like three GL accounts in assets like input CGST, input SGST, input IGST. And I have created liability under the liabilities account group. I have created the output CGST, output SGST and output IGST. So this is the creation of GL accounts. Next step what we have to do is like if you go for the PPT, create transaction account key like OBCN. If you go for OBCN, here you can see like what we have created. We can see this This as per the slide we can see OBCN is the create transaction account keys. We have to create the transaction account keys. By how we will be creating the transaction account keys means like a copy VST or MSW. Like here you have to create again three for input and three for output. So input already the predefined one is there in the SAP VST. We will copy this and we will change according to our account key. So again we have go for MSW. I will show here like how to create. If you go here like SR input tax, SR as GST, SC, IGST output we have created with the SR. So like SS will be there. Already I have created. So you can go and here like if you go here and go to the position and you go for this like VST is there, just pro VST you just type it predefined one and you just select it and you just copy it and you have to change according to the process and you have to save it like that. You have to save it. I already have created, no? So that's the way to you have to do. And if you go for this slide and if you see here like assign of GL account, whatever the GL account we have created, we have to assign that GL account. So then only system will know that this is the GL account is applicable for this GST part, like it will be knowing. So what we will do is like we will be assigning the GL account. That is like if you go for the T code OB40 slash and OB40. So here you can go and see that where is like your GL account. You have to search like what we have given the transaction. Here I have given SR1, SR2, SR3, SR4, SR5, SR6. Like here I have given the three, like what I have mentioned earlier. So if you go and see one thing for suppose like SR1, you have to double click here, you have to give the chart of accounts. And if you see here for this SR1, yes, this is like a chart of accounts of SRJ company code and CGST input. I have given like I have created the GL account. No, in the GL account I have selected here and I have assigned for this SR1 like a input CGST. This is the 1009. Okay, this is the CGST. Likewise, we will be creating like we will be assigning to each and every like a description like SGST, IGST input. If you see and observe here, like if you go and see here like SR2 is my SGST input tax, go and search here and if you see here like 1010, this is the account number I would like to assign with this transaction. So system will be automatic loan for this account. It will automatically take the CGS SGST input tax. This is the tax 1010. So if you go like this and you see all the GL accounts is assigned to the respect to the CGST inputs like outputs, and after that what we will do is this next step is like you go to create tax procedure. You have to create one tax procedure, that is OBQ3. This is the OBQ3 we call as. We can create own tax procedure like if you give here tax procedure and description and you can save it. So what I would like to say is like I have created one tax procedure. I want to show the tax procedure. This is the tax procedure I have created. So you put the tick mark and you just give the procedure and whatever the things you have done you have to follow here, like whatever the accounts key you have created you have to give here and what are the this is the types description, it will you have to create the condition types, you have to give here, then only the system will take it. This is about like tax procedure. We have made the tax procedure, and what we have to do, like assign the tax procedure to our country. This is the main important thing that you have to keep into mind, that this is the main important. Why? Because in the system so many people are posting their GST, like sales on purchase tax invoices, and they will be creating different procedure according to their needs, like so we should make sure that it should be the tax procedure should be created one for India. First of all, we have to go to the position with respect to the country, we have to give it. So ours is India, no? So I have go to the India, and I have to give my tax procedure over here. Then only the system will know our tax procedure for our company code. Whatever we have created, this S1, S2, S3 is there, no? Then it will be interlinking with the respect to account determination. What we have given the what we have created the like GL accounts, we have assigned to the tax condition types. So it will be linking. Then you make sure that you have to save it. This is the thing we have to do. Then what we have to do is like create of tax codes. How we will be creating the tax codes? We have to first of, then we have to create the tax codes. FTXP is the FTXP is the T code. So you can again you have to give for our country code is IN, and you can create here your own tax codes, like of course, like if you see here there are some tax codes I have created. Like if suppose S1 is there, I want to go for the S3 input tax. Input tax means I can go and enter. So it already shows you have to give the, here if you see the country is IN, tax code is S3, procedure is SRJ. For input that the tax type will be V, and for output the tax type will be A. It is predefined by the system. So here you have to give whatever the percentage you want to give, you can give for this tax code. So system, if you go to the post the vendor invoice, if you give the S3, it will take into 18% into 9% and 9% CGST and SGST. So it is like intrastate. So you can go and you can create like a tax what to say, like tax codes, and again edit the sales revenue. You have to edit the sales revenue. Means sales means like its output. If you want to post the vendor, means you have to vendor, whatever the vendor, like you are giving like services like expenses, you have to put over there, like you have to tell the system to calculate the tax respect to like how I want to show, like if you go for like FS00/N FS00, this is the assets, like input is the asset. So what we have to do is like we have to go for the, I have told you, no, you have to make sure that edit, just edit it, and you just control data, and over here you have given the input tax, you are telling. So again, if you are booking the any you are getting the invoices, no, like you will be booking the invoices for suppose rent, make sure that it should be like in control data minus tax categories are like two categories are there. One is like input tax and output tax. For that, what you will do is vendor invoice you will take it as input tax, and customer invoices like output tax. So if you give here minus, means only input tax will be allowed, posting without tax not allowed, you have to make sure to tick mark. Okay, then what we will do is like we will go and test it, whether the we have to go and test it, it is like detecting or not. So we will go to the SAP system, and we go for the like /n FB60 is the vendor invoice. While we are posting, we have to see whether the configuration is done correctly or not, the output is coming, we have to test it. So for the company code I have been SRJ, and these are the vendors I'm having, just put the date, and whatever amount you want to put, you can put here, and you just enter this like expense account 3000 I am taking, and here you have to give 1000 rupees, and this is the tax type. If you just make sure that in OBBZ what you should, it should be like I have shown, you know, like in OBBZ So I will show you. Make sure that while posting the tax invoices, you make sure that like a tax procedure is our tax procedure or is there or not. Like if you go for the OBBC and just press enter, and you will be knowing that here if you go and see like our country is IN, just put IN in India. This is the currency. This is the like country region and procedure SRJ. Our procedure is there. If it is not there, you have to give your tax procedure and save it. So you can go to your invoice and you can make sure that you can go to this box and you should be coming this all the tax procedure what we have created for input only. Why? Because we are doing the vendor invoice, no. So I will take S3. This is the intrastate. So what I have to do is like I have to give the text over here. So what text I have to give, like for example, like I have given the bean invoice booked. So here also I have given the bean invoice booked. So what we have to do is like we have to go with this and just post it. How we will be posting, like we have to put the tick mark calculate tax and you just post it. It's telling account 3000 requires an account assignment relevant to cost center accounting. It's asking the cost center. Just click it here and you just give the cost center and you just post it. Okay. The thing is like you after posting you got this symbol like orange symbol. That the thing the tax is calculating within the like we are giving like 1000, no, we have to give the 1180. Why? Because like we have to give it the base amount, no. For suppose if you take 1000 rupees as a invoice, you will be getting within the 1000 rupees like 18% means 1180. So you have to give 1180 over here and you click it. And here the tax type is like if you give how what percent you will give, like you should not give here, like we have to give. Okay, we have given the tax type here S3. S3 is the tax type. So you can give enter, delete the tax amount or do not let the system calculate. What is the tax amount we have given? Yes, we have to give the 1000 rupees over here. What we have to do is like again we have to go and post it in FB60. Just go to the supplier. For example, I am paying for this supplier and invoice amount for suppose 1000, and here I am giving the like been invoice posted. This is the 3000 account I am taking. Like again I have to give the 1000 here, and what is the tax procedure you have to give here, like S3. Just you go to text here, been invoice posted, and you just go to the cost center. Where is the cost center? Just go to the cost center. You observe here cost center will be there. Yes, cost center will be there. Whatever the cost center we have created, we can go and we can see the cost center over there, and you put the tick mark over there. I am putting like for this cost center, and I will enter subject to withholding tax. It's showing. So I will let you know. So this is the like it you if you observe here the tax is calculating 180 rupees. So what you have to do is like you have to create here tax 1180. So if you go and click here, then it will be okay. Okay. And what you have to do is like before posting you have to simulate it. Here if you observe selection code is not copied to withholding tax lines. You just ignore this message. And if you see here this is the header text where the document date is this one and period is 6, financially physical year is like 2024, company is SRJ, and currency is INR. So here if you observe, Alex means like our vendor will be created with 1080 rupees, and 1000 rupees is for rent, 90 rupees is like input CGST and input SGST. Here like TDS is also calculating within this 1000 rupees, so 100 rupees. So what we have to do is like we already it is activated with the withholding tax, so that the reason like a TDS is also coming into the picture. So what we have to do is like just you go to slash n SPRO IMG screen, and like financial accounting global setting, here withholding tax, extending withholding tax calculation, for suppose uh, withholding tax calculation basic settings. If you go for the company code, here if you observe activate extended withholding tax is there, just execute it, and after executing that you make sure that it should be like our company code is there now, SRJ. Yes, you just remove this tick mark. So system we are telling that it should not activate. Why? Because like while we are posting the vendor invoice, it is activated withholding tax. So that the reason it is calculating the TDS also. So we should save over here. Then it will be tell that you are deactivating the extended withholding. Yes, we are deactivating. Just you it will be able to transport request. You save it, and again you have to do the posting for FB60 for only GST. You will see now what will happen. So if you go for the supplier, and this is the supplier, and this is the date we are giving, amount is 1000 rupees I am giving, and text is like bean invoice book. So if you go for this again, I'm going for the 3000 rent account, I'm like taking into consideration. So here also I will give the 1000, and if you observe here, this is the tax type, this is the tax type, like you can observe here, we can give this tax type. So if you give this tax type, here it will mandate fields will be there like a text. And one more thing, like you have to give the cost center also. Yes, here is the cost center, you can go with it cost center, and you just make sure that to put the tick mark, and just please go enter. And what it's showing, that the balance amount 180 rupees is there. You just give here like for vendor only, no, we are booking the vendor. So 180 rupees, like 1180 rupees for only like 3000 rent is 1000 rupees. Remaining balance 180 rupees should be like CGST SGST as per 9%, 9% we have given no this tax code. So here we will see, what we will see is like we will simulate it. If you observe here, this is the amount, like we have to pay for the vendor 1180, rent is 1000 rupees only, and CGST SGST 1990. Why? Because we have created S3 as a 9%, 9% as a CGST is invoice. So we will be having like 90%, 90% we will take it as a input tax. So here this is the entry. If you observe here, posting key for this vendor like 31 is the credit, and rent is like a debit, and CGST input is a debit, and SGST also debit. These are the assets. So we are liable to pay to the vendor like 1180 rupees. So this is the invoice. You have to post it. Okay. After posting, the dedicated logical system is not defined is showing. This is the entry. You have to do it. Okay. This is the procedure. So this is the way you have to post the sales on purchase tax. I have explained that CGST, SGST vendor input. So this is the way to book the invoice.